I don't know how these books end up in my arms and then into my house. I just don't know. I just don't know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and in today's video, you saw the title, so you know what's happening. I have a humongous book haul. And you're like, Katie, did you not just do a book haul like 2 videos ago? You're right, I did. However, those books were free, and all these books I bought with my own money. So really, it's consumerism at its finest, and I'm just helping the economy, which makes me a great person.
Somebody lied to her several times.
The thing you need to know about me, I like to buy books at any occasion. When I'm sad, when I'm mad, when I'm happy, when I had a good day at work, when I had a bad day at work. It's no book left behind in this house. No book left behind. So we've got 2 huge piles. I haven't counted, but I'll put the count somewhere in the title. So we're just going to get into it. Like I said, most of these books I bought. There are a few that were gifted to me off my wish list through Instagram. And some were, no, the rest I just bought because I have no self-control. Okay, well, let's just get into this book haul. We're doing this in no particular order. We're just going to pick off the pile and go. Okay, so the first book I have is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. I just got this in the mail today, so I'm actually really excited.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
But this was gifted to me from someone on Instagram, and the premise of this is there's a bakery. Now listen, if you don't know, I have a thing about food and books, and food in books. So, this is about a girl. She is a baker, and she gets hit on the head at the LA set on her reality baking show. So, she loses her taste and her smell, so she can't, like, cook anymore. And then her twin sister is managing, like, the bakery in their hometown, and dealing with a breakup that she just can't deal with. So they decide to do something they haven't done since they were kids, and they're going to swap lives. We're doing it. It's Parent Trap moment. We're switch watching, okay? And so I'm assuming one's going to go back and probably help the family bakery, and the other one's going to go and do, like, the whole baking show. I hope she's a good baker, because if not... But... And there's 2 men, so I assume, like, they'll be love interests. But I thought this would be perfect for the holiday season because I have all been about, like, the spooky season. Spooky spook, thrillers, reading nonstop since, like, the 2nd week of September. So after all these, I need a palate cleanse. So I will not be reading anything but romances for the next 2 months for Christmas season. Just to warn you, it's coming. The next book I also got as a gift. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I still have the note in here. But this is Capturing the Devil by Kerri Maniscalco, which is the 4th and last book in, like, the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. And so we're going to follow Audrey. Is it Audrey Rose? I don't know if it's Audrey Rose, but it's Audrey and Thomas. I know Thomas because he was my first fictional boyfriend for, it took a while, but he was there. Okay. So I guess this will be the end of the series, so I'll wrap up. I only read the first one, Stalking Jack the Ripper, but I own all the books now, so I can get to it if I would like to. Okay, so this next book is called To Sir with Love by Lauren Lane, and this is a book about a woman whose father dies, and she has to go and take over, like, the family business of, like, this, like, little champagne shop. But when she gets there, she realizes that, like, business isn't as good as, like, her dad was portraying it to be, and there is another company who wants to buy it out and make it into a high-rise. And of course, the, like, person who owns this company is a very good-looking man, and I'm assuming there will be some maybe enemies to lovers. I'm not too sure. Oh, that's why I thought this reminded me of You Got Mail. She starts talking to a guy online called Sir on, like, this blind dating app. And I'm pretty sure the guy she's talking to is the guy who wants to take over her business. Thank you. That's why it was You Got Mail vibes. Okay, this sounds adorable, and I'm probably going to wait until Valentine's Day around that time to read it. because I am a themed person. I'm a seasonal person. Like, look, I got all my Sanderson sisters here for spooky season. So it only makes sense that I would read more. You know, I don't know why it makes sense to read at Valentine's Day. I'm just trying to convince myself, so. The next book I have here is My Calamity Jane. And these are by, there's 3 authors. It's Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. And this is the last, I'm pretty sure, in like the Jane series, because now they're doing like Mary's. But they take real life people from the past, and it's kind of like a satire thing where like it's telling the story, but it's completely changing it. So it's kind of like a retelling. They've done My Plain Jane, My Lady Jane, and then I did that in not the right order, My Calamity Jane, and then they just came out with My Contrary Mary, something like that. That's Mary Queen of Scots. So now that I have all of these, I can read them, because I have this thing, if you know, I have a thing. If I don't have the series, I just don't want to start reading because I like to binge, but we shall see how I like these. The next one I got as a gift also was 25 Days Till Christmas. Oh, it's another Christmas. You guys don't understand. I am so ready for Christmas. Spooky season's not my thing. It's like not like where I thrive. I don't thrive during this season. I thrive in season of fall, just not spooky. So, but this is where I thrive. So, this is about a girl who wants to, not a girl, she's a woman, and she has a son, and she kind of wants to make this Christmas the best because her husband had died, and yeah, he was in the army, and she used to love Christmas, but when he left the army, he never returned. So what she does to make this Christmas the best for her son, she decides to do like this advent calendar, and just to make the season the best. And it says, what happens when the loneliest woman in town crosses paths with the loneliest man? Love. That's what's going to happen. Fireworks, love. You know what it's going to be. Would it be funny if it wasn't? But yeah, so this is another one that's going to be popping up hopefully in the next 2 months for me to read. I then have The Silent Suspect by Nellie Pattison. My sister got me this, and I have no idea what it's about. Okay, so it sounds like this woman is an interpreter for sign language, and her client named Luca, we love a good ER reference to that.
Hi.
Luca's house is set on fire, and he gets out alive, but he signs to her that he knows who the killer is, but I'm assuming people think that he's the one that caused the fire. So it says, is he guilty or afraid? Only Paige can help him now. So it says this is like a gripping mystery perfect for fans of The Silent Patient and The Family Upstairs. I loved The Silent Patient, and I'm currently reading The Family Upstairs. So, let's hope that I enjoy this. The next book that I received is, you guys all know what this is, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Six of Crows. Haven't read it. Haven't seen Shadow and Bone. Haven't read that either. But I didn't want to start Six of Crows if I didn't have this to go with it. So now that I do, I can read it and see if I like it, because some people say it's like their favorite series. So I got this one. Okay, the next book I got is The Kinder Poison by Natalie May. This is a YA fantasy, and it sounds really interesting. Well, see, because I got this confused with the something prison, and I thought I was getting that one. I'll put the picture up here because I can't remember the title of it, which is probably why I got this one instead. But this one sounds interesting. This girl can commune with animals, so she's like destined to work in the royal stables until like her magic runs dry, which is probably never, so she'll probably always have to live there. But the alien like ruler of this kingdom invokes the Crossing, which is a death-defying race across the desert, which all leads up to like this taking the life of a human sacrifice at the journey's end. Well, she sneaks into like the palace to see what everything, bless you, my sister, bless you. She sneaks into the castle to see what all the hoopla is about, like what their life is like and everything. And she gets caught up in the middle and is going to be the human sacrifice. So I'm assuming she's going to have to find a way out of this. And I think there's a sequel to this. I could be mistaken. See, I'm getting it confused with the other. Nope, I think it's a sequel. I think there's a, oh, there is a sequel. But I was getting confused with that prison one, and I can't think of what it's called right now. But that's what I was getting confused with. The next book, I am so excited for this book, you don't understand. Okay, it's by Hannah Witten, and it's For the Wolf, and I need it. They say it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I need it because, well, I have it, so I'm being dramatic. But I do know, like, it's like something like the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf, and this girl happens to be the second daughter, and the wolf is not really a wolf. So there you go. I don't want to say anything else if you don't, like, I don't want to spoil it, but it is like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, so yeah, I probably just did spoil it for you, sorry. But the sequel comes out next year. I can't remember what it is, the title of it right now, but I will put a picture of it up there for you guys. The next book I got, which is probably going to have to be read next summer because I'm a theme person, and that is The Summer Job by Lizzie Dent. This is a story about a girl who makes a lot of mistakes in her life, but her best friend decides to ditch her job in Scotland, so Birdie decides, hey, I'm going to go in place of my friend, but tell no one that I'm not really her, or tell my friend that I'm going in her place. And of course, while she's there, she meets a guy, and the guy thinks she's actually the friend, so it's just a big miscommunication. So I'm assuming that's what like the conflict will be. But I heard good things. I heard this was like a good, cute, like summer read. So next summer, I shall read this. Okay, the next book that was gifted to me is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. And I heard this is like The Real Housewives and fantasy mixed with smut. Come on, that sounds right up my alley. Like, yes, please. Oh, and there's pictures. Well, it's not really pictures. It's just the beginning of every chapter has a little same drawing. But Jess from Peace Love Books has said this is really good. Riley Marie said this is really good. I trust them. So I'm going in with very high hopes for this. I don't know if this is like a standalone or a... It's not. There's another book. Okay, so it's not a standalone. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, the next book is called The Chain by Adrienne McKinty, and this is a thriller. And okay, listen to the back of this. This is what got me. It says, you just dropped off your child at the bus stop. A panicked stranger calls your phone. Your child has been kidnapped. The stranger then explains that the child has also been kidnapped, that their child has also been kidnapped by a complete different stranger. The only way to get your child back is to kidnap another child. So you are now part of the chain. Doesn't that sound so good? Like, that still sounds like a really good movie, actually. Or an SVU episode. Either one. So I'm assuming this girl, this lady, this man, I don't know if it's a man or woman we're getting the perspective of, but so their child gets kidnapped. They get a call, hey, my child was also kidnapped, but from a different stranger. So now it's your turn to get your child back. You're going to have to kidnap another child. Come on, that sounds that is so interesting. The next book I was gifted is Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane. I know this is also a thriller. I don't know too much about this, other than like the little snippet says there's more than one way to end a marriage, and I don't know if, okay, the back says, shouldn't a dead husband stay dead? Yes, unless you've seen like Death Becomes Her, and then like no one ever dies.
I have a hole in my stomach. I can see right through you.
But it says that a student vanished months ago, and now Lila's husband has also missing, At first, the cases are treated as horrible coincidence until it's discovered that the student is really the third of 3 unexplained disappearances over the last few years. The police are desperate to find the connection. So, there we go. We shall see. I think I've seen other people read and talk about it. It wasn't like their favorite. But, you know, everyone has different tastes, so we'll see how much I like this one. Okay, so this is called My Oxford Year by Julia Whelan, and this is about a girl named Ella who she's had this plan for her life. She knows she wants to go to Oxford and like do all the things, and so she finally gets a Rhodes Scholarship, and she's offered a position in a rising political star's presidential campaign, with the promise that she'll work remotely and return to DC at the end of her Oxford year. So she decides to go over because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime like experience. So she goes over, and on her first day, a local ruins her shirt with his car. I guess like bypasses and like the splash. So little does she know that this guy that she got really angry at and all this stuff is none other than her English literature professor. So it's not a romance, I really hope, because I mean, is it? Oh yeah, I guess it is going to be a little late night drink reveals connection. Okay, well, it don't matter to me. But I do love Europe, and I would love to go someday, so that's why I was really interested in getting this book. I'm not even halfway done. Guys, I hope you grabbed a snack. This is bad. I have a problem. Okay, the next book I got gifted was by Alice Feeney, and it's called His and Hers. All I know, this is a thriller. I am just kind of going blind to like some of these books because of what other people have said that they really liked it. So I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. This was like really big, I think I want to say it was last Christmas, because I could have sworn I saw a cover with candy canes on it. Maybe I'm not thinking correctly. It's been known to happen. But I could have sworn there was candy canes. Anyway, it's probably like a domestic thriller because I think she does a lot of those. I have more in my pile actually from her. But I am excited to kind of get into like this world of Alice Feeney and see. Feeney makes me think of Boy Meets World.
Feeney! 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 Ooh, that was a new one.
See if I like her writing. I then got Carrot Cake Murder because I'm just on a little, these are little cozy mysteries, because sometimes you gotta stop with the mysteries, the big deep ones, and just get a little cozy. So this is actually a series, and there's like, I don't know, like 30 or 40 in the series. But Hallmark actually does like movies based on these books. But they always have little recipes in them. And you know me and food. You mix mystery and food. Food and romance. It's a good time. Okay, I just got this book yesterday. This is called Strange Ink. And first I want to show that cover. Look at that. Look at the cover. It's really pretty. This is by Gary Kemble. And apparently this man who was a journalist, he wakes up with a hangover and a strange symbol tattooed on his neck. And then, you know, he kind of just shrugs it off as like, oh, I must have had a really bad night last night. I must have done something that I don't remember doing. But soon, more tattoos appear. He gets like these violent images and like these horrific nightmares. And he's like, okay, something's up. Because I don't remember any of this stuff. So his search leads him to a sinister disappearance, torment from beyond the grave, and a web of corruption and violence tangled from his own past. One way or another, he has to right the wrongs. And it says like horror fans will love this. A full-blooded thrill ride will keep readers glued to their page. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Unless it's too scary, though, we won't see. But we'll see. Okay. This one is called Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher. And okay, this is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, but in reverse. That's right. So this guy is named Jack, and he is a journalist, and he's kind of just done these fluffy articles of like, you know, app-based dating scenes and things like that. So he says that he's going to do like the best final piece for his boss, being How to Lose a Girl. Enter Hannah. She is an event planner, and she's trying to convince her boss that like she's this romantic and that she can even do the big romantic weddings because like they won't let her do them. So she meets Jack, and she decides that Jack's the perfect man to date for a couple weeks to prove to her boss that she's not scared of her feelings and that she can actually have like a romantic relationship, and he's trying to lose her. So this is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days but in Reverse. I didn't even read the back of this when I first bought it. I just like the cover. But now it sounds really cute. Okay, the next book that I got was by Lisa Unger, and it's Confessions on the 745. And this is a thriller. This is about a woman who was like talking to this stranger on the train saying, hey, I think my husband is like cheating on me. And this woman, she's a nanny, or she's not a nanny. No, the woman thinks her husband's cheating on her with the nanny, and the woman on the train's like, well, I'm having an affair with my boss. So my first thought was, oh, that must be the nanny. But why would it be the nanny? Because stop. Shh. Like, because she would know if it was her nanny, duh. But, so they go their separate ways after the train, and then a few days later, the nanny disappears. So it's like, okay, who was she talking to on the train? What happened? Did she do something? Sounds interesting. I haven't really heard very many people talk about it. Ma'am. But I haven't heard too many people talk about it, but it sounds good. Okay, starting in on the, I was going to say the hardbacks, but no, because there's some paperbacks on top of here. But I ended up getting Miss Mayhem, which is just a Rebel Belle sequel. That I got Rebel Belle a few weeks ago, so I went ahead and got the sequel in case I liked it. And this is just a YA contemporary. I want to say, you know what, I'm not too sure, but I think it is contemporary. Okay, the next book that I got today in the mail was gifted to me, allegedly, by Tiffany D. Jackson. Okay, look, I am now a Tiffany D. Jackson fan. Okay, I read White Smoke. I absolutely loved it. So now I have this one, and I have Monday's Not Coming. So I'm thinking, since I have those two books, I would just do like a reading vlog of me reading those. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. But this is about a girl who allegedly killed a baby when she was younger. She's living in this foster system now. So it's kind of like figuring out, did she? Because it's allegedly she did. So I don't know. And that's all I really want to know about this before going into it. So I'm excited. I then was part of a book launch team. And this is not part of the plan, which is trusting God with the twists and turns of your story. So I got this for free. And, you know, it's just like a little Christian nonfiction book. I have all of the books by these two girls, Kristen Clark and Bethany Beal. They're sisters. And, you know, I just enjoy them because sometimes you need a little nonfiction in your life to mix with the fiction. But yeah, sometimes life doesn't go as planned. Oh yes, and I have another cozy mystery book here. This one is Christmas Cupcake Murder because I saw it and I had to have it because Christmas. It got me. But it looks like this. Look how cute it is. Look, it is amazing. I can't tell you what it's about. It's a cozy mystery. Someone died. That's all you need to know. Someone died. But like I said, this is probably like book 25. Is there, like, I will show you how many. You see all that? That's all the books in series. But I think you can read them as standalones because I don't think they go in order. But Christmas, it's coming. I then got Meet Me at the Cupcake Cafe. I just thought it was a cute. Don't mind the sticker. Oh my God, Ollie's, why do you do this? But this is just a cute little story about a woman who gets laid off from her job, but it's fine because she never really liked her job anyway. What she loved to do was baking, and she used to always spend time in her grandpa's bakery, so she decides to open up her own bakery. Well, actually, it's a cupcake cafe, but you know what, I get it. So she's starting like with a fresh start from getting dumped by her boyfriend and she gets laid off from her job, and she's like, it's the perfect time to start this little cute cafe. And guess what? I agree with her. And we've got another Joanne Fluke. This is Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder. This is actually the first book. So I do have the first book. I just don't have all the other consecutive ones yet. But I think I was at, where was I at? BAM? I might have been at BAM when I got these. Was I? I was. So I just went ahead and I was like, I found the first one. I'm just going to grab it. And I'm just going to grab them every time I see them, you know, just to get them all. Okay, and then we're starting with the hardbacks. I'm almost done, I promise. If you've been stuck around this long, you're real. Okay. The next book, okay, the next few of these were all from Ollie's, so don't mind the orange sticker. You know how I feel about that. But this is People Like Us, and I know this is a YA thriller, and this is by Dana Meal. And all I know is that it's kind of like Pretty Little Liars, kind of, sort of, and I enjoyed Pretty Little Liars when it was on. So they say it's a psychological thriller. Yeah, there's a dead body, and oh, the dead girl has left Kay, which is the, what's the word? Main character. Goodness gracious. A computer-coded scavenger hunt. And I did read, like, I looked in here, and there is, like, a few, wait, no I didn't. Haha, that's embarrassing. That was another book. There is no mixed media in this, which would have been perfect, because it's computer-coded scavenger hunt, and you could have done mixed media. Anyway, we then have The Burning by Laura Bates, and this is a YA contemporary, I guess not really like a psychological thriller, more like a contemporary, but it's about this girl and her mom who moves like from place to place because every time they're at a place they get harassed. I don't know what the harassment is about, but to go to a new school, new town, new last name, social media profiles deleted, and so she goes here, and then these rumors and these whispers start back up again. And she's trying to ignore what is happening by immersing herself into her history project, which is about a woman named Maggie who was accused of witchcraft in the 17th century. And as Anna identifies with Maggie and develops newfound friendships, she finds a voice to face her tormentors. So, it says here, the little blurb says, a rumor is like fire, all it takes is one spark. And then on the back, this is what I read, and that's what made me interested. It said, we are the granddaughters of the witches you could not burn, and we're not putting up with it anymore. So, I'm hoping it's not like a spooky season book, 'cause I'd like to read it, because I can read them anytime. I don't know what I'm telling myself. I can read books anytime I want. I don't need to justify myself for when I read a book. The next book I got is called The Hiding Place by C.J. Tudor. And this one says, the worst day of his life wasn't when his sister went missing, it was the day she came back. Why? Why is that the worst day of your life? I don't know, but I need to know. And C.J. Tudor also wrote The Burning Girls, I'm pretty sure. So I'm very excited to read this. It's not that long, actually. 276. Dang, yay. So I'm assuming, you know, something happened to the sister. I don't really like to read the synopsis that much when I go into thrillers, because I kind of just like to be surprised and go in blind. It's funny, I had someone comment on my videos when I was talking about like a book haul or something, and they're like, you know, when you're doing a book vlog, maybe you should read the books that you're talking about so you know what they're about. And I'm like, if you don't like me, don't go watch me. That's what I say. Because we all know, people who watch me, I'm a cover buyer, so sometimes I don't know what they're about. This book is a YA fantasy, realism fantasy kinda. It's called Enchante, and I'm pretty sure this is like this, they retitled this. I'm pretty sure it was something else. But it's Love, Magic, Revolution. Magic is a cheater's game, and everyone who sees it wants to play. So, we shall see. This is by Gita Triles. I probably just not said that right. Okay, so her parents die of smallpox, and she must find a way to like take care of her younger sister. She relies on magic to turn scraps of metal into money to buy for food and medicine they need. Oh, there's a map. We love a map. And it's in Paris. We love that too. Okay, so interesting. It sounds interesting. It's very patriotic, even though this is in Paris. And I know that Americans were like, we're just going to use the same colors as before. Okay, I then got The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Don't know what this is about, but I do know I like Riley Sager, so I was just like, I'm just going to get the book because I want to read his backlist of books. So that's why I got it. I do know it's a thriller, and that's all I need to know about that one. Oh my gosh, I then found, oh I was so excited when I found this book. You don't understand. Okay, I found The Chestnut Man. And this is by, oh Lord, that's a name. Soren, oh Lord have mercy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but I will put it there and I will link it down below for you guys like I always do. But this is a Netflix series now. And I may have already watched it and I may have already know. I know who the Chestnut Man is. However, you know, sometimes they change stuff from the book for the TV. So I'm hoping maybe they did. And, but either way, I still want to read this. Oh my God, Chestnut Man, why'd you just attack me like that? Okay. This was such a good, I would highly recommend watching that. It is, there are subtitles. It is dubbed in English if you would like to not read the subtitles, but I have no problem with subtitles. So I just read the English subtitles and didn't really pay attention to the English sub because I don't like when the people's mouths don't match. It's a thing. Oh, sorry. What is this about? This is about a bunch of gruesome murders. And the murderer leaves little chestnut men with the bodies. And one of the men happened to have a fingerprint of a girl who went missing a year ago who was like the prime minister's daughter. So that kind of gets that case re-sparked along with trying to figure out who the Chestnut Man is and why he's killing all these people. Oh, and it starts on Halloween, so if you wanted to use it as a spooky book, you totally could. The next book I got was All These Bodies by Kendare Blake, which is a YA thriller, and I got this because it sounded so freaking interesting. I have yet to read Three Dark Crowns by her, but it says 16 bloodless bodies, 2 teenagers, 1 impossible explanation. Like all these murders are happening, I think it's in the 50s, yeah, summer of 58. And like, so the bodies are drained of their blood, but there's no blood anywhere. Like it's drained, it's gone. So what happens is like at one of the crime scenes, this girl is found covered in blood from head to toe. And at first she's mistaken for a survivor, but none of the blood that's on her is her own. So it sounds interesting. I gotta say, like I might have to squeeze this in before the end of spooky season because it just sounds really good. I then got the last book from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Don't know what this one is about because it's the third in the series and I haven't read the second one yet, so I can't tell you, and even if I would, I wouldn't want to spoil it, but just know this is about a girl who loves true crime, and in the first book, she went and tried to solve a cold case in her town. And so she just kind of, as like a senior project, so she went and did that. And in the second book, she starts like a podcast and things like that. So yes, I am very excited that now I have all 3 and I can finish out the series. I then finally got my book in the mail, Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This is what it says it is. And it's a Final Girl support group for the Final Girls, you know, so think of like Laurie Strode from Halloween, think of Neve Campbell, Scream, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I know what she did last summer, some girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I can't think of right now, Friday the 13th, things like that. But they start dying off one by one, so goodbye to the Final Girls. You are no more, apparently. But yeah, so it's like a thriller horror type thing. If you like slasher films, you'll probably like this. Stop falling. Stand up straight. I don't remember if I showed this or not. I don't remember, but I'm going to show it to you now. I did get Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I got the Barnes & Noble's edition, so it's the pink, and it is signed, but she is the author of the Caraval series. But this is a YA fantasy about a girl who makes a deal. Is it the deal with like, the King of Hearts? No, Prince of Hearts. She makes a deal with like the Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing, and then you know what's going to go from there. Probably a whole bunch of hoopla. But I really wanted the book because I thought it was really pretty. Me and my covered boys. And then the last 3 books are all nope. 2 are thrillers. 1 is not. I'll do this one first. My book of the month, which was The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling, which is I do know that's not her, that's her pen name. She goes by another name. What is it? Is it Rachel Hawkins? That's who I thought it was. Oh, she's the one that does Rebel Belle. I knew she sounded familiar. But this is about a witch who breaks up with her boyfriend years ago, and she puts this curse on it, but she thinks, oh, it's fine, nothing's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Years go by, he comes back, and stuff starts happening. And we got a talking cat. I'm sold. I love cats. Cats are my world. So I'm very excited to read this. Even after spooky season, I will still read this. And then I have Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, but this is kind of like an unreliable narrator because she comes right out and says sometimes I lie. So you're not really sure if what she's saying through the whole story is true. So she wakes up in the hospital not having any kind of memory, but she does have a sneaky suspicion that her husband may have something to do with it. But she can't move, she can't talk, she can't do any of these things. So while she's trapped in her own body, she slowly begins to remember the night that changed her life. But is she? Because she lies. My name is Amber Reynolds. There are 3 things you should know about me. I'm in a coma. My husband doesn't love me anymore. Sometimes I lie. It's not so interesting. Well, then what's the truth? I don't know. And then the last book, goodness gracious, the last book, we've made it, y'all, is another, I put this as my add-on for book of the month, and this is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I have heard so many good things about this. This is another domestic type thriller about a husband and wife who are trying to celebrate their anniversary, so they go away to this remote cabin type thing. But y'all, it's just not. It's not gonna go well. We all know this. So we kind of learn about them through the diary. She writes letters to her husband every anniversary. So you kind of learn what brought them to this point of them needing to go to kind of reconcile their marriage, because their marriage is kind of on the rocks. And so we're just going to go with that and see how this goes. It's very wintry, so this could be a good one to read when it's winter vibes, little snow, if we ever get any this year. But yes, that's my haul. That is my big ol' haul. I can't believe I went for 44 minutes. That's insane. I have never talked this much. My voice is going. But if you are still here, thank you guys so much for watching that. That was insane. I will have all the books linked down for Goodreads for you guys if you want to check them out yourself. Let me know down below, have you read any of these? Which one should I get to first? Would you like to see a reading vlog on any of these? Let me know. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. All my social media is linked down below, as always, my Instagram and my Goodreads, if you'd like to follow me on there and to keep up with what I am reading. If you haven't already and would like to, be sure to hit that subscribe button and become a part of the family. But I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. That's how I end my videos. That is. So now she's just crying. Now she's crying. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's crying. Because I was on a thriller click. Oh my God, why can't I speak? Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Oh, let's move you out. Ooh, shake it out. Shake the blood out. Okay. It's like a big miscommunication. It's kind of like that. It's a big miscommunication. I can't even speak. Which is about a woman. Bless you again. My foot is really asleep this time. Oh my God, they're both really asleep. Oh my God, I can't feel either. Oh, I'm numb. I am numb. It says, my name is Ambi. Cute name, but that's not what's written here.